I think it's so important that we realize that blockchain is both one of the most important technologies, but currently almost one of the most overhyped in the wrong direction technologies, just because of the focus. So yes, the world of cryptocurrency, it has an amazing value, but blockchain is just a facet of cryptocurrency. But what's interesting, we're at the point where blockchain is in the early adopter, just going past there. And the early adopter is the tech world. It is the programmers, it is developers, and they speak a language. And where this can be dangerous if we keep going on the tech world side, there seems to be a bad habit of people over-explaining blockchain. There seems to be a lot of people that like to sound smart explaining blockchain, and sometimes the person hearing it doesn't get it. I think it needs to be done in a way that the person hearing it sounds smart for understanding it because you've said it so simply. And some examples of it, we get people who contact us and say, you guys are hypocrites, the mining is way bad for the environment. There is no mining in our system. And this is, again, where people latch onto a version of blockchain. Same with blockchain does not need to be a completely decentralized system. That's an option. It's a feature. But when we say that blockchain is purely for decentralized things, this becomes reasons that entrepreneurs and small businesses say, well, I guess that won't work for me. So, my advice, if we're really going to simplify blockchain, is to really just understand that, the word database almost never gets used on blockchain, but it's a database. It's really the most encrypted, secure database, one of the best options. But again, if you want the average person to understand what's blockchain, it's probably one of the most secure databases you can use. Ah, I get it. And it's kind of like when we explain computers. When someone says, how does this website work? We don't say, well, let's start with Java, Python, let's get into the CSS. Then we'll get into how the World Wide Web works. We just say, well, the computer, you point here and you can buy something on Amazon. Oh, I get it, I can use that. And where I think it's so important not to downplay the amazing features of blockchain, but simplify it enough that the average person understands it's a trust stamp. They really just need to know, so you're saying if this is secured by blockchain and this isn't, there's a good chance that my information's more protected. There's a good chance that my account is more protected. And I think it can just be simplified that blockchain is really the most trusted and secured way to instantly exchange, approve, and record data. And when it goes from there, I think it's also important to realize that what most people are fascinated with blockchain, it's smart contracts is really where a lot of the dot connection and light bulbs come from. Because when we have smart contracts, that's when we just have really instant decision making. And we have that logical path that allows an exact thing to work as needed. So again, it's just simplified that blockchain is a trusted data. Smart contracts is just the way it flows. And it's so important that the world realizes just how important blockchain can be. When we look at trust and security and the vulnerability of the people that we're impacting, we need to have that the world's illiterate, uneducated, who doesn't read the news, can understand the difference between a blockchain secured account and something that could be hacked. We need to have the world just have this basic understanding, because that's where we get the tipping point, where we start to have these new economies and, in our world, developing for the world's underserved. This is one of the new development markets. In the poorest countries of the world, every single year, more people have smartphones, which means when we look at business solutions, technology solutions, we're having a new multi-billion person market coming in. And if we can have blockchain and technologies be in a way that even that market understands the value, that literally opens up billion person markets for new developments, new solutions, creativity. And as I said before, I'm a huge believer that script and code will be the way that we save this planet, the way that we start solving problems. And I think beyond cryptocurrencies, just blockchain smart contracts is a way that we can really bring a world of trust to technology.